Real quick apologies for the lateness today, as I've been without electricity here at MJ Today Media headquarters since Sunday night after a strong windstorm. Thankfully, only about a quarter of Portland, Maine is still without power, so I've been able to camp out at coffee shops to power and internet up, but it's definitely added some friction to the old publishing timetable. Sorry for that. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Wednesday, November 1st, 2017, and you're tuned in to episode 364 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Our top story of the day brings us to California, which will be legalizing adult use marijuana as of January 1st, even though, as I reported yesterday, most of the state's towns and cities aren't fully ready for implementation. The LA Times has a good story up about a report issued on Monday warning that high taxes on legal cannabis in California could help fuel the illicit market, with a tax rate of 45% possible in parts of the state. The report was issued by global credit ratings firm Fitch Ratings and warned that high taxes on legal marijuana would not only blunt consumer demand, but also drive up the possibility of cannabis being diverted from the legal marketplace to illicit dealers. Keeping our sights out west for a headline, we have progress to report on in Los Angeles, where yesterday the city council approved a proposed plan for issuing permits to marijuana businesses. After approving the plan, the council asked the city attorney to draw up actual ordinance language for the application process, something that is expected to be done by November 20th when the council will meet again to review. As the LA Daily News is reporting, there's still plenty of things that need to be worked out within LA's marijuana system, with that January 1st timeline screaming from afar. Like most things going on in LA right now, this story is fairly complicated and hence worth a click over for the full read. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com and on our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily. Our final top story of the day is a big one, with a ruling out of a New Jersey state appellate court finding that the state must reconsider marijuana's classification as a Schedule I drug because its value as a medicine is, quote, abundantly and glaringly apparent now, unquote. The decision came in a lawsuit brought by prison inmate Stephen Kodonsky, stuck in a New Jersey prison for life for marijuana crimes, who is petitioning the state for a reduction in his sentence. While the decision by the appellate court doesn't compel the state to automatically deschedule cannabis, it does force it to undertake an actual review of the merits of descheduling. State officials are also barred from keeping cannabis as a Schedule I drug just because, if they do deem marijuana still worthy of its Schedule I status, they'll need to provide actual citable reasons. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz out on headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, Extractioneering, makers of the finest of legal cannabis concentrates and extracts. Extractioneering's founder and top brain, Dan Hayden, is a classically trained biochemist who brings all the benefits of technical science to the art of concentrates making. Because he truly understands the underlying chemistry of the concentration process, you can be sure that when you choose Extractioneering products, you're getting all of the good stuff and none of the bad that comes with shoddy preparations. But don't trust my word for it. Just open up extractioneering.com to see for yourself. One look at their golden sugars, honeys, and crumbles should convince you right away. Once again, that's extractioneering.com, which is spelled like engineering, but with the word extraction. All right, time for the blitz. A proposed bill in Michigan state legislature would remove the ability of cannabis companies to stack licenses to allow for enormous monopolistic grows. Under the new plan being rolled out for medical marijuana cultivators in the state, 3 types of licenses are to be handed out. One for up to 500 plants, another for up to 1,000 plants, and a top tier allowing for up to 1,500 plants. As things stand now, cultivators would be able to acquire multiple top-tier licenses to be used at one location, meaning well-heeled cultivation concerns would easily be able to capture large parts of the market. House Bill 5189, introduced by Republican State Representative Jim Runestad, would attempt to quell larger grows by removing the ability to co-locate multiple cultivation licenses. We'll report back on this one as it develops. A series of lawsuits has been filed in Arkansas, contending that the Arkansas Medical Marijuana Commission improperly filtered out applicants while processing applications for one of the state's limited medical marijuana business operating licenses. The Arkansas Democrat-Gazette is reporting that the names of the applicants filing the lawsuits have been kept sealed. The suits contend that various mistakes were made by the commission in handling the requirements for applying and seek an immediate halt to the process so that the plaintiffs' applications can be included in the final round for consideration. Another one we'll be following up on. The state of Alaska is reporting that it pulled in just under $725,000 in marijuana taxes and fees for the month of September, bringing their 2017 haul up to $3.7 million so far. Alaska taxes cannabis at the cultivator level, levying a fee of $50 an ounce for bud and $15 an ounce for trim. In all, Alaska cultivators sold 716 pounds of flower and 630 pounds of trim in September. The LA Times has a good piece up about a possible marijuana cultural milestone, with a cannabis company in California putting their ads on those trays that you put your stuff in while going through TSA's airport security theater. You know, those plastic bins you toss your keys, wallet, and cell phone in while shuffling through airport security lines. The company, edibles and marijuana products manufacturer Organobrands, is running an ad campaign that puts the text, quote, "Cannabis is legal," unquote, in large bold text above a small disclaimer line that, quote, "Traveling with it is not. Leave it in California," unquote. Organobrands' new bins just debuted at California's Ontario International Airport. Marijuana investment fund Poseidon Asset Management is launching a new investment fund targeting the marijuana industry with the goal of raising $100 to $150 million. Poseidon, led by sister and brother team Emily and Morgan Paxia, is bringing on 2 hires to help with the new fund, pulling Tad Henderson away from a job with a California Air helicopter company and Andrew Roche from Deloitte, where he worked as an auditor. Gage Peak over Leafly picked up on an interesting stat when he noticed that 8 of the top 10 cities listed on Forbes' Coolest Cities in America were in states where marijuana was legal. Of the top 10 coolest cities listed, only New Orleans and New York State came from states without legal adult use marijuana. And finally for today, a bunch of prohibitionists are upset with reality in Arizona and complaining that billboards put up by cannabis company Weedmaps uses facts that they don't believe. Arizonans for Responsible Drug Policy want the state to investigate Weedmaps for false advertising because they don't believe that the youth rate of marijuana has gone down in the face of legalization in states like Colorado and Washington. They're asking the Arizona Attorney General's office to look into the claims made on Weedmaps' billboard ad, which have been put up in various spots all over the state. If you want to know anything about how serious to take Arizonans for Responsible Drug Policy, you don't need to look much farther than the fact that they seem to get their talking points from factually challenged, smarter approaches to marijuana, the Kevin Sabet vehicle that loves to cherry pick and lie about the supposed dangers of not putting people in jail for smoking pot. Not a bad one to open up for the full read. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Extractioneering, and to all of our awesome Patreon listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the Patreon listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.